ebusia asem na nyaje ta agita de womnie aye na manfo busa se ede ba de enete ahomema ye maame Akosua Serwaa ekọ court ebusia lawyer Jumanah Serwaa wono eye ye maame Akosua Serwaa supporter no ebezi ewo United Kingdom London ena lawyer yi ebezi obekaya ye celebrate ye maame wo Ghana no lawyer yi ebebi ye kopie mu ewo United States of America no ehon so ye maame ekobi enti oni ye maame ntam de akwese bafan ene fompa na ene waba aba bespre ni niema die ntia ye maame ekọ court die wom ye sesia no wose ye mfa message no ma obi biara this the target agenda omofa so a ene case no kopiem e court after 1 week observation ene beto odwa say according to lawyer no enyame na make kampacho wa mi lawyer ne de na me bebo enti mamo me ha madwen wa mesremu according to lawyer no ochirem say after the legendary the late that number ne 1 week observation no ana ye maame Akosua say wanya ne ntiye say properties no edan bi oho a I think say Central Hill or so Central Hill or so edan bi ema omode akwakorem arente edan after 1 week no omode dan arente according to lawyer na asema wo kan no ye ba bebo no audio no ena afenso no wosa ni properties ya waye no lawyer no bi obi atani no say woye lawyer ena wa hye maame Akosua Serwaa say ma won onkowe hu onyewe onyese entie no ene ma ye maame etimi ekọ court na lawyer na kyerechire mu ye pa me de mintimi kyerechire mu say de lawyer na kyerechire mu because ono na asem na nkasa ewo no ho entie nya ntobo ase ne yenkote lawyer Jumanah Serwaa wono ebezi wo United Kingdom no yenko enkotie ne nsem na bla na wo kyerɛ sɛ nyame anim no kuleni oye team legal wives na wo kasa de me maame Akosua Serwaa this time around no asem wo explain no because amanfo wa there for tenta no so tumfo trogu yani so sɛ ye maame fiti prekopa na kokot wonye krani ade a bibi ne free because wa manani ana hɔ a obi di asokwa ebedane na chenchena ena afensu no panin trefie emenkwala nwe nanka yebu nankawefo a saa panin no okan wo bi enti abusua yekom na yenyakonya akokoten akwakotie lawyer Jumanah Serwaa ne nkoma watimi edi aba no mesere so be subscribe channel no dia mame o subscribe wie pe mi abel no anytime I may update ubenya notification na watimi enjoy the ekoso ewe ye platform we so MNB Express Logistics semen control se dutama ewe se unyaka efo kai ye papa latest cars bia no MNB Express Logistics enebusua mekanfo ediama na meka MNB no ombezi ewo Canada into obeship kan from Canada to Ghana ediama na de adada akata na de bobo kra watim de abo esanso say wusika na wote toka no ewo Ghana no say sika no femu 40% pe na from no mo ship kan from Canada emro Ghana umpire na abede intino and toka no boarding this time around BM just contact MNB Express Logistics nebusia mo start enye business ebusia asawro enya ajeta
me na me bisa wo me no odi nkomo what ma say obi abeka na so wo right say so be de oba me na wo ka and forget about the comment section we don't pay attention to it. I don't even read, but the me na me person me bisa obi mo de say the question am person me bisa wo say marriage certificate maame Akosua marriage certificate enkofo ebi mo say owo marriage certificate ebi mo say oni court, the minimum court can say on authenticate. Maybe I stand to be correct. You know the word. I think say authentication, right? Authentication, maybe sir. And what do when you say young mommy Akosua Serwaa marry certificate?
More than that, my main cancer with me call me be maybe Gina Hanama Kema, me Franco share the background of it. They say in November 2025 after the judgment, no, Obio Nimbeka chose me coffee share. Me call Busa the Ghana embassy in Germany. Say process now law announced them no. I just asked the question to see the process work and how to go through it. The reason why, no, not me person who say, lawyer no now yet why a negligent and no negligent. See me call Hokobusa. Must see that there's no thingy for them to do that. They don't do that here. They don't have anything to do with it. I swear, I'm telling you now. I swear on my life, say. Omunye sir.
The
ruling now about that's what they told me. Number one. Number two, so the Rama certificate, no. They say Medimaniako. Asan who say Germany foreigners. The German embassy and then the Ghana embassy in Germany. Sir. Almost they don't do that for a foreign document. They don't. Me see they don't.
There's
no, almost say you got to go back to the Ghana thingy. Ghana, different. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Me pamacho. Listen, I'm not gonna go into my maybe catch your mommy investigation. I mean, yeah, almost it doesn't exist. You have to go to the foreign something in Ghana, and then you have to go to the German embassy in Ghana and get them to do A, B, and C. They took me on a journey. I'm telling you now, and I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you, I swear. I did my own because I cannot follow something blindly. I cannot follow something blindly with my profession and my background. I know how wicked Team B can be. And so I make sure all my stuff is covered before they start to say this one is doing this and before they start to play with my profession. So I don't follow things blindly. I tell you that. So I went to gather to be. Yeah.
It will say Germany me on 30K.
They don't have the process. If you remember when I went to let me patch me catch you, me catch you. If you remember me patch if you remember say me call a video na me call a demonstration. Once me canning na wo ho. Me canning na me petition. I will be video make my video no me petition am the call no so me catch almost say identity na money process in place. It's almost set it. That's my request was. My request was you have to set it up. I don't lie. I have no reason to lie. So why would I be petitions that they need to put it? Listen, government departments, no, they have a transparency law.
They're okay. Jumanah me bad. They're okay. Lawyer could see our say Bibisa any honum or
yes. Listen, I'm not gonna go into appeal or anything. Please, man, I'm not going to facts. I'm just telling you my story. I'm not gonna go to lawyer could see or anything. But I'm telling you my story, right? Not
legal wives, especially you're doing everything for her, say obeying justice. And I say me a court, and a court to say, or more an authenticate certificate, no, right? And then the mammy bisa say, what your research na? What who says I bisa, it doesn't even exist to say, German hono, or more authenticate bisa. Then I remember bisa was say, yeah, no, say, yeah, nebo, sell your kusi so air file for appeal. Nebi bisa so. As a steer, final say this is the truth. Say Bibia say any one. Are you in any chance communicating to lawyer Kusi to be aware? Say Bibia said so that
Mommy, no comment. All I'm going to say is no comment, and you should understand in legal ground. No comment. We see well, and I'm a petition. You put a copy of the petitions that you can see it. All you have to do is contact the Ghana High Commission in the UK, contact Germany, and you can see all my petitions. It's in I don't have a reason to lie, not with my profession. And see,
No,
I will also say,
and
although Broni first no can, me can't fuck a chirawa, who catch and say me boy, someone can hear me say, ah dang, you have to come on, and yeah, although Broni, whatever his name is called, that guy,
are you Jumanah? Okay, maybe I Messi Odobroni because me pesa obi kasa. I won't say that Frida by me ma obi a emi tu no a Odobroni nua me pacho. Sorry, is it Odobroni?
I'm not getting.
But again, because I be person panning pay attention to me questions now me bisa no.
I'm a patch of many Odobroni bodyguard and Kasaki. Odobroni bodyguard, Mr. When you so I know some of the things you cannot take. Please, Yinina Yawahano. We are Tim Odobroni by Mr. Shaw also. Why? Ne mute you, my I'm a patch of Mr. Roman Pesibisi. Why I'm a patch of Mr.
Mati.
Some of us are actually listening very well. We needed this chance, and we thank God is here. Please. The Pamedas to continue.
Okay, sorry, Jumanah. Okay. Jumanah pacho to aso.
Okay, be saving you, I'm pacho. I will not. I want to be very clear, sir. When you ask me questions about what I've done with a lawyer or what I've done with Akosua, I will not comment on it for legal reasons.
Okay,
but what I will say is that I did petitions for reasons, and I did the petitions, and the petitions can be requested by any other citizen. So if you have any doubt on my concerns and why I was doing petitions and going to those places, it is within your right to request copies of those petitions. But anyway, so I want to say to you, sir, and you asked me the question, I will categorically say, sir, Mrs.
Not as a one certificate in that, as I say, a lot of people
Mrs. Akosua Serwaa certificate is valid. There was no divorce. The German authority has accepted that she is the lawful wife. If you look at Mama Akosua Brumpoman's press release, she says it clearly, but Ghanaians do not want to read or say. The German authority has already declared her as the only surviving legal wife of Daddy Lumumba. So mid-year, you keep saying, and I meant to make sure aside from the release, and I'm extremely, listen, sometimes, I listen to Frida and all these people, and I'll be honest with you, for a long time when I kept listening, I was thinking, I had doubt in my mind because they were so convincing. I'm not gonna lie, so convincing.
Yeah.
But in order for me to be able to be okay to continue to do this, I had to go and do my own. I had to see things for myself.
Investigation.
So I want to be honest with you, Nisse. If anybody tells you that Mama Akosua Serwaa Daddy Lumumba was divorced before his death, it is a lie. If anybody tells you, say, there was Mama Akosua Serwaa's marriage is a lie. If anybody tells you that the German authority this is a lie. And also people should think consistently, say, how on earth can we have a very open and public discussion about a marriage certificate? Petition to the German government, petition to the German embassy in Ghana about the authenticity of the German certificate, and the woman can be walking around and no criminal action against her if she's produced forged documents. So to me, it's only a matter of time. Then if Ghana will allow, because to me, it's very embarrassing for me as a Ghanaian, where internationally she's known as the only legal wife, but in Ghana she's sharing her ordinance marriage, and she's sharing the wife status to somebody else. So as Ghanaians, we have to ask the question. We have to ask our question: why are we trying to cover up the reality? The reality is, across the world and in Germany, Mrs. Akosua Serwaa is the legal wife of Daddy Lumumba. But in Ghana, we want to pretend that she's not. Because it doesn't feed it doesn't feed us. It doesn't feed into our narrative they want to create. You can love Priscilla, and you can value her contribution, and you can love her and value what she did for Daddy Lumumba and the children she had for Daddy Lumumba, but still understand the truth.
Okay. Jumanah, my main son be Court honum yeah, the certificate echo honor. What can see so say almost the certificate, marriage certificate, as a matter of fact. Okay. Family certificate.
You have to do bundles. You got to do bundles. So what you do is that you get a certified copies. You get certified copies. Now stamp. And also you have to take it to a place where they
certified copy no. Certified copy no.
You get it from Germany. You get it from Germany, and then you have to interpret it with a company that is recognized. It's in Germany, right? So you need to put it in English. Normal stamp. The date changing the call English normal. Now the all of that now the courts. Into you take the certified copy, the interpreted copy, the one just in English so people can understand what's on the document, you know. Now the meaning now they are caught. Into original marriage certificate now what the family book then one no. And now we'll have a different date to the certified copy now by for court, no. Now I must stamp no. It will have a different date, and the interpreted copy will have a different date, and the different person will sign. So that is something that people don't understand. That is how these things work. So nobody, you telling me you go to court and people have bring the original documents and would 3 or 4 bundles. That's stupid. You have to copy them and put in the bundle so all the parties can have it. You cannot. Nobody takes. So what happened is when they were discussing the original things, they threw the original for them to see. But the reality is there was certified copy following the rules in the bundle. There's so many bundles in the bundles. So that is what people don't. I used to go to court constantly. I go to courts in the UK, so I know it's certified copies that you put in the 3 bundles. You know how many there was 3 defendants, I think 3 defendants, and there was and the plaintiff, and then there's a judge. You need at least 5 bundles. 5 bundles. So what are you talking about?
Okay. Na kesa what can you now the lawyer could see the coy, the bundles.
But what they're saying is that the section on the Evidence Act, now more kase, so the court has say, and it has say in certain country you can do it. It's easy. The process is established and it is in the embassy.
Okay.
But what about church? Those conversations were being had, and they were writing, asking them to do that. We're not. Listen, let me not go too deep into specific cases, but you can ask me a question, and I can answer those questions. But what I'm saying is that let's just wait. We all pray. Say we are all searching for one thing, which is the truth. So let the truth be told. Let the truth sit where the truth needs to sit. And also, when people ask me, say, has the pill been lodged? Lodge a pill. The pill was lodged. If anybody don't have short memory, I lodge a pill. No, the next day after the judgment came, they lodge their pill. A pill doesn't take 1 day. You have to get all the transcripts.
Yemfa certificate in court and some encoto baby for now. Say ye certificates if we ho ye courts and send free ho no ma. You listening to the entire story. Akosua. Meaning say what should that tea would one was want to film a tea story no. Even the court to ho no ma, I mean judges na beside judges ni beside offense witness statement and be so high from both parties, and they are watching a bonting, they watching like closely, Say you certificate in free home, do you think there was in relationship and I say I can say closeness, there was relationship my make just say what that lumba not worry as before that lumba.
Let me make something clear. When a man abandons his wife, and children, and decides to set up a relationship with a 17-year-old girl and build a life with her separately in a different country, and you ask that question, do I believe that there was a relationship between them? In my view, no. If you want to leave your wife, you don't just abandon them, you divorce them, And so if you try to look at abandonment as an excuse for divorce, that's the reason why the courts make it specifically say you have to file, and the judge have to look at the circumstances and then allow you to leave the marriage or stay in the marriage. When I say, judge, to me, you will. And you cannot take away the ordinance marriage. If Mama Akosua wanted to be just a traditional, she would just be traditional. But she knows why she wanted the full marriage ordinance. And to me, Pacho, I'll explain to you, sir, if you are married to a man and you are married through ordinance, even 100 years of separation is not a divorce. So the marriage will still be subsisting. Even if the man decides to move away and leave the wife wherever you want and do what he wants to do now, it is still subsisting. The party who has been hurt, abandoned, can file for divorce and can ask a court to dissolve the marriage. But what I would say to everybody is, sir, when also an advice for all women, and I have to go now, but advice for all women, when you go and you start to build your life with a woman that is already tied to another marriage, make sure on breaking that bond, totally. Because even if you sit there and say, man, man, he had every opportunity to dissolve his marriage fully and be with you. So that is my thing, is you must always make sure. So the question that everyone keep asking, say, oh, he abandoned her, he was really in a relationship with Broni, not Mama Akosua Serwaa. If he wanted to break his marriage, he should have broken his marriage fully. So in my view, as a woman, the only time I will take on, say, oh, there is no marriage, is if I can see a divorce paper. Daddy Lumba had an opportunity in 2018. Daddy Lumba had an opportunity, according to you people, he was with her for 17 years. He had opportunity for 17 good years. Daddy Lumba was powerful and he had money. If Daddy Lumba wanted to no longer be married to that woman, he needed to take the right approach. So the question is no. Unfortunately, Daddy Lumba played the women, but the person he played even more is the woman who stayed with him with no commitment and had six kids with him.
Jumanah, Unim, I like you. You know why? Because I said, what kind of way? What kind of way? You've mentioned the reason why I make us all kind of way, because you've mentioned abandonment, meaning say, what you say, they were distance for so long, and even though they were distance, and also so it doesn't automatically cause for divorce.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, I'm saying, of course, and I will never lie. I'm not the kind of person who sugarcoats things, even if it doesn't make me look good. The truth is, and I've always said this: they got married in Germany. Even if you just look at the 1991 there now, decided to go to Ghana, I'll call Germany, I'll set some life up. And I'm cut now, a total intimate part or no or so Ghana. In Matrimonial Clauses Act, what's your law now, my main country though? I say it has to be consent of both parties to change a matrimonial home. So if one person decides to go and reestablish himself in another country, his matrimonial home will still only be in one place where his wife is. So that is what people don't realize. You cannot as an individual establish two matrimonial homes. Daddy Lumba had to dissolve the matrimonial home in Germany before he can establish one in Ghana. So he abandoned his responsibility, yes. He neglected his duties as a husband, but the person that could have made an issue out of it was Mama Akosua Serwaa. You cannot, as a third party, say, to her for 15 years until marriage, that's not how it works. I say, Mama Akosua Serwaa, and I said, Daddy Lumba, now, and I'm say, marriage, where dear, as a good young cottage, young movie, your life. For one yet. You cannot pretty a situation on one yet, and now on no everyday life. Nobody can take away the fact that you only have relations. No one will take that away from you. But we have to be honest. Okay. And the honesty is that Lumba did not dissolve his marriage.
One dissolve, Matiase. Do you think say that number so abandon my Akosua Serwaa so at a point no obeti ase e move on and now. Do you believe certain happen?
No. I don't believe. I think there's something that some people do not understand, okay? Some people don't understand that there's women out there at a certain point in their life, they're not interested. And you would know some women out there, they're just not interested. Or they are so all about the man. Ujin said that the mama Akosua Serwaa truly no be what team be a mo pet stories, no more pet creation of stories, no more to me audit audio niano. You think they would not have found something to bring it? True stuff to bring it out. Mrs. Mama, no, she did not. She had, and I will say this, I don't care how many times they told me I'm a liar, but God will punish them that's pretending that I'm a liar, because the woman had a mortgage and the woman also had a loan. That the loan by last album not the buy no or big loan. And no muchia. That the loan into me patcho. And that loan into it's attached to your home. And she was working 2 jobs. She was working and raising children. So no, I think if I was her, if you ask me as a woman with my views, how I feel, if I was her, would I have moved on and left? Yes. We would not be here talking. Would I have filed divorce and showed Daddy Lumba Pepe? Yes. But she didn't. She tried and then she backed off. So let's just be honest and stop assuming that, oh, because as a woman, I would have moved on, she should move. She didn't. Unfortunately, she didn't. I wish she did.
Okay. You know, you find say our divorce be and take place, official divorce be and take place. But then no, at a point no, that lumber de oja e hoko abandon no. Mama Akosua Serwaa so de what honom or no I will move on. Me patcho will move on. I mean, so you believe say because there's no
What become submission?
Miss Roma Menkasa.
No. What become? It's actually the host.
Me
You have to be respectful. You have to be respectful.
Because when me provide the
freedom no kind of no tune.
When me provide the pictures. When me provide the videos. Or kwa sign no hono. Ono na sese odobroni wanye wedding oye tradition.
I don't know me too, be ya.
Ade yadum like that.
Na me too woman but you know the time man so kasa.
No, but it's
Me
not right.
Mama Menkasa na me nko why. Me buy me do obi
keep talking. No, but we are all need to be given respect.
It's that the pampa Menkasa. Start the Pamenkasa.
Oh, kasa.
Yo, me da say. Me pacho, okay in Proverbs chapter 17 verse 16. Bible say, na ebeye dense okwasea, ekite sika woni nsem se wo kwa akwahwehwe nyansa ato. Wa bra oni tiri nti obi wo ho a wa ko school pa akuta certificate. Enso adwene pa wo di nyansa ne betum di aye adwuma no na wo ni. Ebi wo ho me da say.
Okay, Jumanah mpacho kasa.
My bejina so na matie so much. Me pusa se me ampa me be ampa me. And mama Frida cut twice. My main cast and I mean so we go back to my meeting. Me pacho Frida bio account loads of stuff say although a Marcus Serwaa letter no Troy 2018 no. Or the I don't want for Germany a property land to so me pacho so onim law be who say it's about jurisdiction. Okay, that's the same way of Broni Court for 2025 say yamfa Germany properties ninka as no court in Bekano and my judge ninka say first of all the mama to buy and it was not about properties, and second of all an jurisdiction. So you have to understand say untiminka as some about property or Germany or Ghana. You cannot. And so Priscilla Jean saw your wife, she has to go to Germany and file for her rights for the German properties. The same way Akosua Serwaa has come and is going through the legal channel. Let me make something also clear. So first of all, let's legally correct some of the statements she's making. If the reason why she wrote the letter and dealt with the Ghana assets is because the Ghana assets, she was dealing with Ghana issues and she dealt with the Ghana assets. As Frida now, Becca said the Broni say, "Ompa response nimbra, response letter no e pesa o de bra." The same way say omudi a letter 2018 letter number. Ompa response nimbra. Okay, because meaning say omo was response no. Ompa response nimbra because response be catch us say odo papa ni gina ne come catch onu do anware girl no. And ompa response nimbra. Omo like to expose information ompa mbra. So I want to make that clear, sir. And yes, sir, also, when you are engaging in this dissolution of marriage now all person can assets are sema. I say, what did both assets now boom? Even the ones belonging to just for one party. What do you mean now boom? Now as part of the negotiation on what can their wo pay a womb. And at their mama, shared letter now, or can there or no pay womb. So whether the assets belong jointly to the parties or not, you can't say because it's jointly to the party, it's mine. Or say, when I matrimonial assets, all of them are this. And see, I want these ones out of the bulk of the assets. Now, now you call your baby. It's called negotiation. Why obi? Marry a divorced one. You know that's how it works. Well, you look at everyone's asset, doesn't matter who it belongs to. Now I can deal with person. That is how it works. That's it. So Daddy Lumba, Marcus Serwaa sat down, looked at it and said, these are what I want and this is what you can have. So let's always be truthful. And now, Obi Bahakase, Omukase, Broni Nanya, who has prevented assets. Number one, no. Marcus Serwaa bad Ghana no, and only a liar will pretend. Or no crampo na bejina hokasa no, or can one from her own mouth. When Marcus Serwaa came from Germany to Ghana no, she did not come to fight Priscilla over assets. At that point, she was the one that asked for the two women to sit down and speak and work on things. It was Marcus Serwaa. So let's all, no matter who you support, you just have to be objective in these things. Secondly, you say something like, if you really want to be truthful with yourself and look at the story, what brought all the issue is say, Obi wo Priscilla family mo rente one of Daddy Lumba properties omodema high and a bar bonten. Akosua Serwaa then started to look into what's going on. Why are people renting properties out? Then the person pretending to be Daddy Lumba's lawyers, because I want to be very clear. The letter that came out right after Daddy Lumba died saying that someone is Daddy Lumba's lawyers, I want to make it that is legally incorrect. You cannot be a lawyer for a dead person. You cannot call yourself a lawyer, and some people saying, stop lying. I'm like, listen, I have no reason to lie. It's ethically wrong to lie. So I'm not going to lie. Dies. Let's be very clear. You can no longer continue to be a lawyer for them. So that is incorrect. But the person pretending to be Daddy Lumba's lawyers and looking at Daddy Lumba's estate wrote a letter after Mama Akosua Serwaa started to say, what's going on about renting and all this stuff, And she was trying to go into properties to look at what's going on. They wrote a letter saying, and had a press release saying nobody should go on Daddy Lumba's properties because she was going on, Marcus Serwaa was going on the properties. That was the first sign of trying to tell the woman she cannot go on her own stuff. No one should go on it. That was and so she asked, why can I not go on it? Then, only after there were comments being made about the validity of her status in Daddy Lumba's life, did she, and after the 1 week, Crown post a funeral, did she say, meaning who I am, and you guys asked me to let the girl also join. Now, if you want to look at facts now, I'm going to see Mama Akosua Serwaa. Listen, I'm going to see Mama Akosua. Hello?
Sis.
Yeah?
Yes, sis, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, there be there more. Okay, ma'am, maybe sir, Dr. Brano Han, maybe something. You've personal contacts most of the time with Mami Akosua Serwaa. So then say maybe your honor, I know say you've dived into it and you've known say the truth about it. Mami say me so let's never bonte no. Me sure so wonya bi kan pacho. Pacho wonya bi kan.
Letter Ben, the one no more illegally a share in line na the 2018 letter no. The with I am one kind of year the without prejudice letter no more illegally share on social media no.
Oh yeah, fine. Me say
it is illegal to share it without prejudice in social media. Yes,
okay.
that is it. That is one of you saying. Yes, yes.
Okay. Salad and pacho unya bi kan ye. Would you choose salad
Me pacho me kind letter no. In and out. Yeah, me pacho me pacho say oh me ne mark enko ka letter ne ho say mark say what has legal way but me read letter na or legal team or ne kasa but me share letter no and I mean to ka kasa about specific things but me ka my share letter no because I'm a question.
Okay. Would you say salad and Mami Akosua say one natural salad?
Me did say letter no. It was a letter was sent as intention for them to divorce. Yes. I believe there's a letter that was sent. The content of the letter I cannot confirm or deny, but I can say there was a letter sent for intention to divorce. Yes.
Okay. Salad and moon semono. Would you say that the lumba the response by?
Me say, me believe you said that Lumba the response by yes. Into the person now or you're brave, no, without prejudice. Say negotiation letters, no. It's illegal to put out or to use.
Right.
They are without prejudice letter. Pakona wo ye brave no mutimi committee omunim se Ghana ye omodiano. No mutimi de without prejudice letter ba no. Omo san response nka ho. That's what I'm saying.
Salad and who did this one at the back? Salad and the back out.
The only one person it is reasonable for me to assume that the person who exposed that letter is Priscilla or Priscilla's agent, because it would be very reckless for a lawyer to have his hands on that. They will lose their license automatically. So it is be knowing that the implication of a lawyer being involved. No. It can only be a lay person or their agent that could share that letter with a Fias Schwarzenegger in order for it to be exposed. So I 100% believe.
Letter no. Who say nanka sa letter no? And now, do you think that letter has caused some harm to Mami Akosua case?
No, it has actually harmed significantly Priscilla. And it has harmed the Lumba. It has like the intention of the letter no was to harm Marcus Serwaa. But the letter created what you say the force of Team Legal Wives. It was intended to harm Mami Akosua Serwaa, but it didn't, because any woman, most women that have the ability to critically analyze and read the letter no, will feel pain for that woman. The woman that wrote the woman that talked and to the lawyer about what you're going through. So I would say that letter has significantly harmed the person who advised that letter will help her. Is very bad. It has significantly harmed Adelumbe's legacy and has significantly harmed the concept now of be a person wanted to for Priscilla. No, that's what I believe. That's my personal views.
Because indirectly, no part say letter no, even though the intention was to harm Mami Akosua, Abebuano rather.
Abebuano, because we cannot. One of the questions that we used to all have is, why didn't you do anything about this for so long? That a lot of people were saying it very loud. I don't know, Mama Kosa said, "One kasa," and after the all kasa, I don't know, one year bia, 1 year action bia. That was the biggest thing for most women to stay back and say, if she's okay with her, then we are okay with her. One just here. So for me, even before those letters came out, coming, but me, I was not even in any team. I mean, like it, BBL, Charlie. Before that letter came out, I said, hey, mom, you know, my young Charlie, pray for them that all of them and their children sort this out. Let her buy and I mean you come and say, me your bar time, you abroad. And to some way you see me kabaya de. And yo mama. Let me make something clear. That is what a lot of the people abroad who are educated, middle class and above, who are supporting this silently behind. It is the letter that answered all the things we had in our mind about the situation. Letter no. And the man who say, hey, sir. Before then, I have issue. Why you take side? Hey, I'm agree 7% one man. Why are you taking side? It is the letter. I'm 100% telling you this. Me, I'm very confident. The letter na mama ye den. No matter what say. I say when me ma minister da. That is what it is. That is the letter is. I cannot tell you how damaging that letter is for that Lumba and the other party.
Jumanah mama me sao. Enema me sambe. Ena tache wo salad anymore e ma wo se asem no kwa na wo fo no kra je se wo de wo no na wo mfanya asem but ebra wo wani boss ana wo kankan salad ntimi tache wo ma wo minim sesese ye katim legal wife for pa wo timi di asem wo echi a ye ntimi enyi wo mfiri mu e wo kwan bi em enema me nsa pesa
Ipa child ye met dem ba ko ne se wo yo ba uni bema akoware ewa abrochire so wo abrochire abeti mase ne pese me katwi obi se me ko so me katwi me twi na nya ntimi nkan ba me try obi se me nkan me be try uni obi akọ
obeti me de brofo be bia na
yeah ntimi wo I mako you know how difficult it is to try and set gan abrochire dey it's like torture and hell me lucky say me buy na me sister me papa na mama nso no me kenti me life me different but me name conform me bo mo da bia I mean name life difficulties of being abroad and even if you can cope abroad with one child is hard let alone 3 na bema jaw ho me wo ba ko na me kunu kwampo ko adwuma na o che more than 2 hours no ba it's me shame come na me suo me yam if you're a woman because first, I say ubano unya space. Uko ejuma ba unya 1 minute crampo and you say wako bathroom ako bibi obiamboa nkwa na wo she cold na wo nkwa. And to have young kids now do mako nursery now do mako school now once mako ejuma sikani na ko. And so we dream say when mommy atna. Why have all these stuff for forgive you? When now wo 3 ma worry not just one ma worry all sorts of marriages we so we jano ho with very young children what but not Ghana now we need obi for wo behind her back or cancel our bone fine because you that remember now ne mama crampo wu ye no it's like unfino as a water husband should be.
Jumanah, did you forget yourself? Also discuss the content of the letter.
And
You're giving us emotional side of the letter.
No, that was the letter. I'm sorry, boss. I don't think you read the letter.
That's what I asked. Maybe you were not here.
You were not here. That's the letter. She asked me the question and I'm asking the answer. That was exactly the letter.
Yeah, that was the whole answer. I don't want to meet you.
So that is the reason why, as a woman, you read that the content of the letter, you get that story, and you say it is unacceptable. As a woman, and anyone that knows me, my background, I'm women for women. I am very much empowerment, women for women. But as a woman, I cannot be okay with another woman building their home on the back of another woman's pain. I just cannot. And this was not an agreed circumstance that Mama Akosua Serwaa was in. This was a forced circumstances. They forced her into this whole situation.
Okay. Ain't me bow. Jumanah, okay. What the kind aka nema baako yes the fact say explain it so that people will know say you're actually answering
I'm actually
the
answering
question.
I mean, I don't understand why. You know something? Yeah, it's about lack of critical thinking. A specific question, and I answered that specific question for you. Yet you asked me a question about me personally, the emotion that drew me into the case. I answered the question, and you have people so ignorant on the comments, and you're talking. You didn't ask me a legal question for me to answer legal. You asked me an emotional question.
Oh, it's
So
okay. You don't have to. You don't have to.
so let's get back into the legality of it. If you want to ask me about the legality of it, and I want to answer some questions that I want to answer the questions of what Frida said about the properties. Let me make something clear. Properties in Ghana are registered against the land, okay, not the building. So you need to go back and look at the lands and look at how these properties are registered, because so many misinformation out. The property was purchased in the 90s. At what age was Priscilla? The DLFM, no. You have a business and you have the building. The building was built way before. Also, the business was registered, and it was registered only in yeah, but okay, there's two East Legons, one the DLFM and then East Legon that Priscilla is currently in. And if you know the story and know the story, East Legon that Priscilla is currently in was bought jointly. Don't listen to only. Please make sure you ask them to provide the documents. It was bought jointly between Akosua Serwaa and Daddy Lumba. Jointly, the land was bought jointly by those two in the 90s. Even me pacho me dintro me pacho me see me dintro but whom with my own eyes until mumpa that land documents name breme me see it was bought in if a mimi boa mumpa land documents name breme because I hate when they come in line and they say hey what are you on about.
I understand me na me bisa was so tie me